Hello everyone, welcome back to Minecraft. This is, I think, episode 6, if I remember right. Now, I did a bit of mining. Oh, that reminds me, I forgot to show the haul. I just got a couple diamonds, I think some more iron, and some more gold, which means I can do what I wanted to do now. Which is just a little cheeky thing I felt like doing in the spirit of old Minecraft, you know? And I thought, what better time than now, because it's thundering again. Can't I was about to say you can't hear it, but there is thunder. And there it is. So, in spirit of the little spooky bit here, I'm gonna invoke some old Minecraft here. Now, hopefully everyone... Oh! Wow, that was good timing. Okay. Could not have planned that better myself. Anyways, that was a little Herobrine shrine. For those of you who do remember that. Oh, there are creepers right outside my house. I'm gonna get a bow, actually, because I don't want to have to fix any holes in the ground. Actually, I'm gonna sleep, because, I do want to make a farm. Oh, crap. That was my other goal for this video, is I want to get a farm made, finally. And there are monsters here. So let's just deal with that. But yes, that is the classic Herobrine shrine that I'm sure many a player has built. There was actually something kind of similar to that I first thought of before making that, and that was the Nether Reactor Core, which is another relic of Pocket Edition. For those who don't know... Oh my god, okay, there we go. For those who don't know, the Nether wasn't introduced in Pocket Edition for a while, so the way you'd get Nether items was to put down this thing called the Nether Reactor Core, and if you put, I think it was gold blocks and cobblestone around it, it would make this big netherrack building filled with zombie pigmen that would drop, just, not the pigmen would drop, there would just be dropped on the ground, pumpkin and melon seeds, and sugarcane, any items that you theoretically wouldn't necessarily be able to get in your little world, because world sizes were limited, so theoretically you wouldn't be able to get all of the materials. Also, it's weird that the netherrack didn't go out. But yeah, so say you just didn't happen to have melons and pumpkins spawn in your chunks, well then you're out of luck until you built that thing. I think it cost a diamond and some iron. Why are my arrows not arrowing? That's whatever. But yeah, so that was another fun bit of Pocket Edition. And I'm trying to think, there was something else I wanted to say about that. Right, back when I played it a bunch, my friend and I found a duping exploit. And so we just duplicated a bunch of reactor cores and gold. And of course diamonds and TNT, because what else do you duplicate? And we just fought the thing over and over again. I don't remember if the pigmen were hostile or not, but they were there, and you could kill them. I think it made it night as well when you activated it, but I forget. There are probably videos on YouTube about it. Okay, I'm gonna do a bit of clearing, and then we're gonna get started on the farm here. Okay, this didn't take as long as I thought it would. I probably didn't need to pause the video there, but whatever. I paused it right on the OBS thing, so would have kind of just been a weird cut in the video anyways. So I cleared out just this little area here, so I think this is where I'm going to build a tiny farm. So I just do... No, what I'm gonna do is this here. Yeah, there we go. And I put my hoe here. there. Just get that water in there so it doesn't go away. And just make this infinite there. So now that I've got all this, I should be fine for food. I do want to get an animal farm, though. I don't really remember how I used to make farms. I'm trying to think, but I don't really have anything in particular design-wise to go for. So, I don't know, I'm just kind of trying to make it look fairly simplistic. That is the whole look of all this, is they're just kind of be simple, and that's really all that I can go for. I do need fences, though, because I do want to close this off. I'm going to have to go get more, what's it called? Go get more wood. So let's just do this. Wait, there we go. That, I don't think this will be enough, but it'll be something. Give me a general idea of how many fences I need. Yeah, I'm just trying to keep it protected so that animals don't accidentally walk on top of it and trample it. Looks like I had about half. So that's 11 more? Yeah, 11 more it looks like. Okay, let's see. I'm trying to think of what else I can talk about. I guess in spirit of me summoning Herobrine over there, I can talk about kind of the myth that is Herobrine, which, I mean, it's like integral to Minecraft at this point. If you've played the game or even heard of it, you've definitely heard of Herobrine. He's basically ingrained in the game to such a degree that they include him in changelogs every so often in the updates, which I think is also a pretty cool little detail. But, I don't know, it was such a big thing for a while, and especially because I was at the age, like, I was the age of Minecraft players. I was very young when Minecraft came out, and I was the target demographic for a while. I definitely fell in with the mythos of it to say, mythos assumes that it's more complicated than it is. It's really not that advanced. I really just knew about him, and I don't even know if I saw the original image for the longest time. I just knew who Herobrine was and the myth around him just from, like, schoolyard talk about him. And that was really all that I knew about him. I didn't really watch any videos on him, but I think he's a really interesting aspect of horror that has certainly become more prominent now, and that is the idea that... Hold on, I'm going to lower my block sound. I don't know if it's as bad for you guys, but I can't hear myself over the breaking. Yeah, that's much better. But yeah, he's definitely got a very good draw to him, because it's the eerie idea that your single-player worlds aren't safe. Because the thing that I don't like about a lot of Minecraft servers is that what you make isn't necessarily safe from other people. You can make a fancy castle or defenses or stuff, but at the end of the day, someone can just walk over and break all of that. But in single player, I can make this house, and I know that it's going to be here still. The sun's going down again. I think Herobrine kind of emphasizes that fear that maybe you're not alone when you think you are, and there's something in the eerie silence of the world that you're in. And I think that's a really captivating fear to have in this game, because it really uses the simplicity very well, and the factor of the unknown that used to be so prevalent in the game, which maybe isn't as much there nowadays, but there certainly are still newer players that don't know as much about the game itself. And I think that's why it's still an enduring myth in the game. That's why games like The Forest are some of my favorites. The Forest and the recent sequel that the company made, Sons of the Forest, I played that a lot. Actually, I've beaten what there currently is in terms of game content right now. I've gone through the whole story of that game because I do really like that type of gameplay where you're technically by yourself, but you can walk through a forest and not really know for certain if you're alone or not. And I think that's really, really good because you can walk through this forest, hear every little sound, and not know if it's just the trees rustling or an animal walking through, or if it is another person. And putting that into Minecraft, it makes it so simple. So it's almost the opposite draw from the forest, where the forest, you have this complicated, really big forest that you're looking at, and it's so much to see at once you can't pick out if there's anything in there. But for Minecraft, it's such a simple, easy to look at game that you can look at a forest like I am now and not know for sure if there's anything hidden in there. And that's what really makes it so captivating for horror, is that you don't know if there really is something there or not, and it's that unknown aspect that is really exaggerated. And I think that's perfect. That's what the forest does really well, and it also has enemies that can dismantle the things you've made. Like you can make a really safe base compound, and this is something they did in the second game much better than the first, is you can make as much stuff as you want, but at the end of the day, they can come and knock it over no matter what. Like, your creations won't protect you forever, and I think that having that fear in Minecraft as well really blends well with the building. So, Herobrine, that's why really Herobrine is probably one of my favorite creepypastas ever, and it's also a little funny to get a chuckle at the people either believing it's real or making up their own stuff about it, because I know that I did the exact same thing when I was younger. My friends and I talking about all the stuff we'd seen or things we've heard about, and always 100% believing it, even though we know we're making it up, and somehow not getting that the other person is too. And it was just, it was something pretty interesting and pretty great, and to some degree I do miss it, but I also like to look at other people today doing the same thing, and I find it funny, not because of the whole, like, making fun of kids doing kid things, but also just because I know that I've been there as well, and it's fun to see people doing the exact same thing now. So, I don't know, that's why I wanted to put a little Herobrine shrine here. I feel like it goes well with the world. Kind of works well with the whole thing I've got going here. So we have our little farm. I've already got sugar cane. I don't really want to go back to the nether for any reason, so I'm going to try to steer clear of that. I only really wanted to go there for the netherrack, just for the Herobrine shrine, and that's why I spent so much time mining for gold, was just so that I could get that gold for the shrine, and now I don't really have a use for the rest of it. I did also, I forget if it was my first trip or not, but I did get amethyst, so I would like to make a spyglass. Oh, they even changed the glass texture on it. That's so cool. Oh, I like that. Yeah, I never really used this that much, but it's just kind of a neat little thing to have in the game. A nice little looking around thing. Oh, look at the fog over there. Oh, that's really cool. Edit some Herobrine into there. Oh, that is perfect. Man, that is a perfect spot to just see something peeking out of the trees. And see, the unknown also applies to, you don't know why it's here, what it is, or what it's doing, but you just know that your single player world isn't single player. And so whether it's someone at your house somehow logging into your world, or it's something in the game that's watching you, especially if it acts eerily like a person, like another player, and just hiding just out of render distance in the fog, oh, that's perfect. That's the good stuff right there. That's what I like to see. It makes for something that's, even to this day, actually a scary thing to think about. The idea that I can lose all my stuff just because there's something in the game I don't understand that I can't hope to stop. I think that's a really cool thing. I know I say cool and interesting a lot in these, but I really do think that the whole idea behind Herobrine is really emblematic of what your fear would be playing this game. that you can lose your stuff at any moment, which is already readily apparent if you play the game at all. You can lose everything at any time. I think Herobrine really personifies that with the fact that, well, he can just show up whenever and not only take your stuff, apparently, depending on who you ask, but he can take things from your chests, kill you, destroy your home, any of that stuff. Any of all the things that Herobrine has been said to be able to do over the years, and all the various clones, like what's it, Entity 303 and Null, all those things. I think there's a video about Herobrine clones, and there's a whole bunch of stuff about the history of Herobrine that I've been watching recently, and I think it's something that I maybe wish I'd known more about before, but it's still really interesting to this day to me. Just because Minecraft isn't like a traditionally scary game. Like, if I were to suggest this to someone, I wouldn't market Minecraft as a horror game at all. That's not how I describe it. It's nothing like that. It's not a horror game in any way. It's just, it's Minecraft. Like, it's not scary. But that's why something in Minecraft suddenly being scary is so good. It breaks the order of the game. It is separate from it. It's like all those anti-piracy screens that people look at. Suddenly the game is more real than it's supposed to be, and it's not acting properly. And that's unpredictable and scary. I think that's kind of why Herobrine is still enduring today. Because it's not bound to the early versions of Minecraft like a lot of other stuff. It's not like he's not a feature, he's not any particular mechanic that can change over time. There's no way to directly with game updates make him less scary or anything. He will always be just as scary to people now as before, because even when there was that climate of not knowing what updates were or what features were introduced, Herobrine was still unknown. And even now, he's not in the updates as being added, he's in the updates as being removed, but there's no way of knowing, there's no wiki to look up what he can do and be certain about it. So no matter what's happened, he's always as unknown as the initial Minecraft, well, everything was. And I think it's pretty cool that works that way. It's the only aspect of Minecraft that has stayed the same is the legends around Herobrine. Because no matter what they add to the game, he'll just be always as scary as before. Oh, I didn't even know I had another axe on me. Okay, I guess I should plant more trees. I'm gonna go do that. Sorry, I was going on a tangent there. But yeah, Herobrine will always be just as scary as he was initially, because no matter what they add to the game, that doesn't change the fact that when you turn around in a forest in a single-player game and you see another player there, that's going to give you quite a jump. I mean, it would kind of scare me quite a bit even now, and I've played and watched my fair share of horror games. Not much gets to me, but that still has its own place. Because at the end of the day, if that happens, you're powerless to stop whatever it does because you don't know how it works. And that even if you grind to the end game in 30 minutes, if Herobrine shows up at 31 minutes into your playthrough, you can just do whatever. Even if you're in creative mode, you can't stop this guy from breaking all your stuff. So yeah, I don't know, Herobrine's just very interesting to me as of late. It's kind of something that I've been interested in. Mostly because I'm looking back on the old, on all the old stuff about Minecraft. Man, let's see. I gotta think of what else I can build here. I do want to make that watchtower. That is something I'm thinking about doing. Ooh, or I can make a basement. I don't really have a lot of time left in the video, so I think I'll save that for next time. I should probably be cooking my iron. Man, I know I said it in the last one, but this music is just amazing. Absolutely amazing. Really elevates the game a lot. I wish that I'd listened to it before while playing the game. Like, even now when I did my mining between recordings, I still had this music playing and just didn't even have any videos going. I just listened to the music. See, isn't it just so nice and calming? Or if I just look at the sunset while I'm listening to this amazing music. Although I did say I don't want the commentary to get stale, so I guess I shouldn't just sit here and listen to the music and be in awe about it. I don't know, I'm just trying to look at the terrain, at the environment, to see what inspiration I can get to make things. Like, I know I want to do the basement. I think I can do that. Maybe not this episode. Actually, I guess I can get started on it now. Let's see, do I want to do a staircase or a ladder for it? I think a ladder is probably right for me. So I'll make it down here. I should probably make the ladder actually before I do anything else. That would probably help. So I'm just gonna get this going here. Make a little ladder down and dig out a nice little basement for myself. Just a cool little addition to the house. You know, I'm trying to... I could make it a cellar, actually. I could make a separate staircase outside that leads down here. That would be kind of neat. I don't know. I don't want to make too many fancy internal decorations because I remember when I build my houses in Pocket Edition all that time ago, I didn't know any of the fancy techniques to build cool interiors. I just made a room with a black wool TV and all the other things I could think of off the top of my head. Like, there wasn't much that I knew how to build, so I was kind of limited with what I could fill the space with, but that still made it pretty interesting to me. I still enjoyed making houses, large houses, these big mansions. I think I looked up once a floor plan for a mansion, and I liked the design of it, so I just built it in creative mode, and I don't know, it was cool, but I didn't know what to fill it with. So I find I always have that problem with Minecraft, is that I build these huge buildings, or I make these nice houses, but I don't really have anything to put in them. Like, you've got your chests, you've got your crafting stuff, but there's not really any, like, furniture that I can put inside a house. I guess that's why I like modded too, is because I actually have those things and I can really furnish stuff. Although even then, I'm no interior designer, so still not the best at that, but, you know, it's something else. It changes things up a bit. But I do end up often having just big empty rooms in my houses, or like these huge chambers. I usually try to go for scope instead of detail for things, because I find that something being big and impressive in size is enough to kind of distract from the fact that I don't really know how to make fine detailed stuff, you know? At least I do that a lot now. I find that is something I tried to make kind of furniture before, but I don't know, I didn't really need to do that stuff when I was younger playing Minecraft, because it was more about the imagination of things. You could place a few blocks down that looked like nothing, and it would be your machine that did all these different things, or something like that. And it was all in your head, but it still was better than anything any mod could have ever made. And I do miss that, because now I look at an empty room and I don't know what to put in it. But before, I could put anything in a room, and then suddenly it would be this grand dungeon or labyrinth cavern. It would be something much cooler than I'd initially built, just because I'd put something random in there that looked like nothing, but to me it meant something. To me it was some intentional aspect of the building that looked good to me. Maybe I'll try to do something like that in here, but I don't know if I'll be able to really get back into the creative mindset that I had when I was like 8 or 9. Unfortunately, that is a fair bit of time ago, so I probably won't be able to do anything like that, but it's worth thinking about at least. I'm thinking this may be the last episode that I record today. Maybe I'll do one more. Um, just because I think I've done 6 so far, and I still don't know what the reception to this series is going to be, so who knows if anyone's going to be watching this. I'll probably upload episode 1 today, see how that goes, and tomorrow I'll record some more. Or, I don't know. We'll see what happens, I guess. Maybe I just need to get the right feeling for it, because I am kind of running out of things to talk about, things to do for today, and I don't really want to play this world to death in one day, you know? So maybe I'll just sit on it, think about it tonight, and hopefully someone suggests something in the comments on one of the videos, and maybe I'll be able to get some ideas for stuff to make or things to talk about. Because I feel like I've talked about early Minecraft a fair bit, and I think I mentioned this in the last video, but my commentary on the first video was probably some of the most relevant in the series, and I think that I covered a lot of the stuff I wanted to talk about in that first episode. That was mostly some of the stuff that I wanted to talk about going into here, and I definitely got through it and, kind of got my point across there. Let's see, I guess I'll sleep for the night and probably end the video in the morning, because it's been 26 minutes. Although I guess I have been recording for 3 hours total today, so it's probably just normal to be a little bit tired of what I'm doing. There's another Enderman up here. I better not look at it, actually. That's probably not a good idea. Yeah, I have been recording for 3 hours, so that is probably why I'm starting to run out of things to make. Maybe just a night's sleep and a little bit of time will give me some more ideas. I think that's all I've got for today. I'm just gonna head back inside and end the video then. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like the video, please consider liking. Subscribe if you want to, but no pressure. And comment down below any ideas, topics for me to talk about, because I do really want to talk more about old Minecraft, but maybe I'm just having a bit of a block at the moment. And any suggestions for builds I could do, stuff like that. Try to really get into the spirit of old Minecraft with build suggestions and all that. And I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. As always, resource packs linked in the description. Goodbye.